This is Old Man PHP. I create PHP videos, tutorials for you guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 124S, as you can see. What I'm going to do in this video, it's going to be short, is to add that blacklist to the form. The form that we use in the dashboard. Let's try log in now. See what it looks like. Remember that one? There it goes. This form right here. These guys. Right now we're only going to concentrate on name, SQU, reorder, location. Because these things here, you can't put bad words and stuff in them. Alright? So that's what we're doing. Excuse me. The reason I want to do this is, it's intranet, but you never know. It might be some disgruntled, employee, or maybe there was a mistake or something happened that some bad word got in there, or some type of advertising. So I want to take care of that. Now, in the past, I already showed you a blacklist, right? How when somebody goes into the form, like right here, and enters a bad word, I'm going to use the word Dick because that's Richard, but you get my point. So if I went like this, D-I-C-K, see how it went away? You've seen that before, right? We're going to do it over here too. We're going to say D-I-C-K. Ooh, look, it went away. Then we're going to do it over here too. D-I-C-K. It went away. So you just have to make a list, a blacklist, right, to get this to work. The way we do that is you add, first of all, you got to add the CDN. Remember the CDNs, a little backup, the, what you call it, these are the external JavaScript or Bootstrap CSS or Bootstrap JavaScript files that comes in from another network. It's the CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. CDN, see CDN, right? This is geographically distributed groups of servers that's out there that works together to deliver internal content like images and videos. You can even create your own too, and web pages faster by bringing it closer to where users are located, right? Because a lot of times you can create your own Bootstrap and download it to your box, but now you have to deal with more lines of code, and that slows down the network. It really does. So, but by doing this, you don't have to worry about it. You just use what they have. Bootstrap. They use Bootstrap. They do a lot of different things. But for this, we wanted to do the jQuery because we use jQuery. jQuery is a language. It's a JavaScript language. It's one a subset of JavaScript because jQuery is actually written in JavaScript, and but using different types of code to get things working. So we're gonna do that for having the good times. So that I want to get that done. So by doing that, we'll be able to get that blacklist JavaScript to work. So basically, you saw what I did. This is how it works. You have to make sure that when you implement these input elements, that you put IDs. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is a dashboard, right? Here's a dashboard right here. So if I went down to this particular form, where is that? Right here, look. Add new item. That's the form. These are the input. Now remember, these guys are hidden. You don't see it. We don't have to worry about those because you're not typing anything. That's more like for robots and stuff. And right here is where you add your IDs. See this? All this time you'll have input, type text, whatever the type it is, and then a name. That's the name that PHP uses to get that information. But right now we're using JavaScript and CSS, and they use this ID. Same name, but it's two different things. Right, so I added one for here, I added one for the skill, and I also added one for the reorder points, which is item reorder, and I added ID for item location. So you already saw this, right? So if I did that word, it goes away, right? So that's why you need these IDs. Now if you go all the way down to the bottom, which a lot of times when you do HTML, there are some few JavaScript stuff that you might want to get done beforehand, so you put it on top. But for the best part, just put it at the bottom, okay? Now this is a JavaScript right here. Let's see what this is for. Now this was for something that we did before, but we're not dealing with this right now. We're talking about these guys right here, see? These are the CDNs. Right here. One of them is for the jQuery, because for Bootstrap to work, right, this JavaScript, you need jQuery. Without the jQuery, this Bootstrap won't work. So you need both of them. This is how it works. Then you create the JavaScript Blacklists, which is right here, and you include it. You put it, make sure it's right after these two guys. Let's go to that file. Let's see what it looks like. And here we go. See, it's a function, and we're doing we're running it right away. The moment it reads it, it creates the function for you, and it puts it in an email. I mean, not an email, in memory. So now you're using this thing called test bad words, the element. It's kind of like what PHP does, right? Yeah, excuse those bad words, so we're going to go real quick. Sorry, but you build it up. You build it up to a lot of different words. And then what this does is goes to each one. It goes to each of those elements, and then it checks. This is why you have these weird things here, right? So then what happens is it goes and it says, okay, we're going to create an array, which is the same idea except the PHP you need a $sign in that var. You don't need that. And what happens is this is 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? An array. So you give it a name. Remember that ID that I mentioned before, which is right. Let's get to the top real fast. See, that's right here. Item name, item skill, item, where is it? Reorder, location. That's what this is. You see it right here? So now you got that set up. So now jQuery, you put the %sign, that little thing there, the hashtag that tells JavaScript, hey, this is an ID. You're putting it together. You read that first one. When you read a ID from an element in HTML, you gotta have this on there. This is how you know. Normally, if you're doing classes, which you already seen, you put a dot in the name of the class. Not object-oriented programming class. I'm talking about CSS class. Alright, so then you do this, and what happens is it reads that first one, and see that thing right here? It says on key up, and then it runs a function. See, on your key, when you hit that key, it's going to run this function. Guess the name of the function is test bad words, and you put in this information, item name, into here. That gets thrown in here on the hold element. Then you break down each of these things, which gets created real fast. And then this is the stuff, right? I'm going to go up real quick so you don't have to see it. It wants the elements, it wants to find out what the length is. Then you get the element by ID, that's what this is, the little ID on HTML. And then right here, let's break it down. Right here, they go to each of those steps. The moment you hit the word D, Okay, it's cool. Then you hit the word I. Oh, it's cool. Then you hit the the letter C, and that's cool. Then when the moment you hit K, it says, wait a minute, that word, it's in the blacklist. So let's clear it out. And this is what this does. See? Clears it out for you. Which is why when you do this, boom, clears it out for you. And that's it. That's all to it. Easy peasy. Good stuff. I'll have that on the description below. So if you think you learned something from this, on the next video we're going to talk about creating the actual init file, the one that's going to read this stuff, okay, and do something with it. Because right now it's not doing anything. We'll do that on the next video. Here's your function. All the way down. All the way over here. Now see this here? This is for blur. That's in case you leave this blank. Where is it? Like you leave this blank and you go to the next one, it'll give you some kind of message. But right now it's just sitting there, not doing anything. I just kept it in there. Didn't want to erase anything because I might need it. But that's about it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you got something to say, put it in the comments below. Thank you very much. Until next time, good night.